Hey, it's your girl Moni 69 Ways, and I am here back again for a Beauty in Black episode 3 and 4 review. If you are new here, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, hit the like button for your girl, and YouTube got this new thing called hype. So make sure you hype up this video for your girl. I would greatly appreciate it. And yes, we are about to get into some things. Okay, so we're gonna start with episode 3, Blades of Beauty. Um, so the episode, Horace sent out his hit for this thug, so Kimmie could be in the clear for stealing that car, and and it turned out to be Angel who was locked up as the thug. It was just weird, and Jules knew um that Horace would want Angel to be harmed because he's supposed to be in the will to be protected, and Jules know that, so Jules sent out the hit anyway, and he told him it was too late because yeah, it already happened. By the time, Horace trying to take it back. So Jules goes to the office to meet Mallory.
You want to play stupid. You're laundering money through the club, and you're trafficking all the folks that you have there, including Jillian and Calvin, and also Kimmie. Now Horace has outsmarted our asses, and he has all the cards, and you're gonna stand there looking smug and play me like a fool. I know I'm beautiful, but don't take me as stupid. I'm gonna ask your ass again. Is Roy involved?
How could he be?
And you already know she talked to by Felicia. No, Felicia, the dancer. And she already know that Jules is a pimp and he runs the club. Okay. And he's the reason why Angel, Rain, and Kimmie all in this was in that line of business. So they met at the office. She questioned him, see if he tell the truth, and she said she already know about the money laundering, and she asked if Roy was involved and whole thing. Jules did not answer the question because you know how that goes with him. He's not gonna tell too much information against the person who really is involved in some way. Um, but she asked him to keep Felicia out of it because she said she needs someone who's in the inside. So she needs her. So she basically said, do not touch Felicia at all, okay? Leave her be because she can use her for inside. So that's what happened between Jules and Mallory. So we see, of course, uh Norman meets he went to the hospital to see his brother, said that he was mistreated by their father and how he preferred Horace over him and stuff like that. And and he still, we already know his infamous line that his wife is dead. Okay, so his wife is gone, and now he's gonna lose his brother too. Is Horace tell Norman that no one. Horace tell Norman that he knows about the affair with Olivia and how he wants to take the company from him. Okay. The two brothers continue to argue as Horace blames Norman for laundering money from the club behind his back. Horace left in Norman's face, and he had this devilish laugh because he already called himself the devil, okay? And Norman he asked Norman to prepare for a conviction because him doing this money laundering is like illegal and stuff. So it's like I guess it's a strike against what's the requirement for the will their father made. It's like how there's some stipulations in it, like you can't be doing this some criminal activity and stuff. So And what Norman is doing with Jules and the Lakeland guy is criminal. So yeah, he just said Charles, yeah, he just let it be known you gonna be upset later. So and then he left. Norman left. So yeah, Charles. I mean, Horace is something else. So yeah. Charles calls Bernie, who offered to talk to Roy. Bernie stopped Charles from intervening and claimed that he wants to do something about it on his own. Mallory showed up to meet Bernie, asked him to drive her to the restaurant where they can chat in private. Cause mind you, Bernie was trying to get out the office. He did not want to go to dinner with her at all. She said, "You taking me to dinner?" And she keeps saying, "No, you taking me to dinner." He's like, don't you have your driver waiting for you?" She's like, "No, you gonna take me to dinner." He's like, "I don't have a driver today," even though that is a driver that Jules hired for her, but she just don't want to deal with Andy. I think that's his name. And yeah, so they went to the restaurant. So but at this time, Rain gets ready to leave the club, and she have Alex to drive her to the club. But she also did tell Kimmie that we know that Kimmie had opened a bank account in Rain and Sylvie's name with $500,000 apiece, which I think is a bit much. Just in my opinion. I will have to break them off a little bit at a time. I'm just saying. But she tells Kimmie that she doesn't want the $500,000. Rain is in that hood stuff. Okay, she in that hood stuff. So she trying to she want to run the club. But the thing is, Horace don't own the club. That's a Jules Norman Lakeland guy situation. But the club is in Delinda's name. Um, Rain asks, like I said, Rain asks for control of the club. She want to manage it. I don't know why, but hey, teach his own. And she let me know, like, everybody not smart like you, Kimmie. You can do the office stuff, like corporate America stuff. Like, you is smart enough for that. And Rain already know that she's not smart, and she know what her weakness and strengths are. So she wants to manage the strip club. Kimmie asked Rain to convince Sylvie to go to college so she can save herself from the chaos of it all that's going on around them. Charles still goes to meet Roy though. And you know how the two always start to go at one another with they smart one-liners and stuff like that. And Roy always, Roy is not with the Charles being gay stuff, or anybody being gay for that matter. Charles asks Roy to leave Bernie alone and claims that Bernie does have a mean streak. And I'm like, I can't wait to see this mean streak. I would like to see what his meanness is, because the way Bernie folded in the garage with Roy, talking about say that I'm your bitch or whatever, it was crazy. It was wild. So I can't wait to see this meanness, okay? Because that's the day and the time that you need to show your meanness, okay? But yeah, so Charles said that Bernie has a mean streak, and that he could prompt Bernie to do something terrible to him. Roy is not paying attention because he's not really paying attention about Bernie. He's not taking to heed of this advice that his brother is giving to him about Bernie. And he thinks, in Roy's mind, he think because he's gay, which makes him soft, that he can handle Barney. I'm like, that's not true. All gay men is not weak, okay? Like, they still are men. At the end of the day, there are men They are men first. Like they can go toe to toe with another hetero, if you will, guy. Like because they gay don't make them weak. You know what I'm saying? It's just you know how that's how Roy thinks. Unfortunately, and like I said, Roy is not paying attention to this warning that Charles is giving him, and uh, so he just they both went their separate ways. Okay, so let's move on. That night, Norman tells Jules about Harold, reveals that the truth about their laundering the business and how Horace knows about everything. And Jules already know this. Jules know this due to when Horace came to that club. The cat was out of bag. So yeah, so I guess Norman really knows that his brother knows about the laundry and money business. Um, Jules always say he's gonna take care of some stuff. And Norman, he ain't really trying to hear that, but he did visit Harold and stuff and have a conversation with him and his wife as they was having dinner, and then the wife invited him to the dinner and stuff like that. And he basically blew up their house. He left a box and blew up their house. It was wild. I did not see that coming because Jules said he was gonna take care of it, but Norman had some plans of his own because we already know Norman can handle some stuff like he did with the ambulance last season. Everybody was laid out. So Horace calls Kimmie and Sylvie, talks to him about the treatment. What Horace called Kimmie, but you know that Sylvie did some research on the online, and she figured out like it's a place in Thailand, a treatment center in Thailand that can help him with his cancer and stuff. And I guess this is like a high percentage of success stories, I guess, success patients. And he was listening. He just said, just tell your sister to give you my number so you can send it to me. Okay, because he really wasn't trying to hear it at the time. He was trying to get off the phone. He was trying to talk to Kimmie and stuff like that. But also at the same time, we see Rain in a car with Alex. Like I said, Alex was driving her to the club, and then Rain did ask Alex, did he find Dagger, because she did ask that. I think was that episode 1 or 2. See he can find Dagger for her. And Alex, like I said, he has no loyalty or trust, loyalty to no one. So he's loyal to whoever's in front of his face at the moment. Okay, so he's trying to win Rain's trust. And I'm like, she really ain't the person you need to, I guess, win her trust. But then again, I could see you trying to do that because she is Kimmie's girl. She's like her bestie. So yeah, I can see him doing that. Let's see. So Alex was on the phone with Traxton. He called Traxton. Traxton also he had on speakerphone. Traxton revealed that Angel was dead. And that shocked Rain. You see her on her face in the back seat. She was looking shocked and scared at the same time. Like, wow, what happened? We got at the restaurant. Mallory talks to Bernie about how he was in love with Charles. Bernie tell Mallory that he was not going to come out. But Roy knows about his homosexuality, and we know Roy cannot hold water when it comes to anything that's juicy, and to him that's juicy. I'm like, but I'm gonna need Roy to like keep it zipped if he gonna blackmail Bernie. The entire family already knows. I don't know who the entire family at this moment in time in episode 3. The family, everybody doesn't know. Norman doesn't know. Olivia doesn't know. Horace doesn't know. Who else? I think that's it. With a exception of Kimmie, Rain, and Sylvia and them. But yeah, everybody in the family doesn't know. But give it time. If you let Roy have anything to do with, because sometimes you be talking too much, especially you getting all high and drunk and stuff. It's crazy. But Bernie did tell Mallory about the threat that Roy made, which is like the blackmail. But she always she advised him to be the bigger evil in order to stop Roy. Like she trying to give you advice on how to handle her husband that she don't care about. Olivia was there at the same restaurant, but she was with some YN, and Olivia showed up at uninvited to their table, drunk boots. And we already know why she drunk boots. The only person who really knows that she is running out of money is Norman, because he clocked it last episode. Um, so she's drunk, rambling, running her mouth, rude, disrespectful as hell. Mallory tried to get her to leave. Yeah, it was just a disaster. But let's go into episode 4, the next chapter. Okay. So Delinda's son showed up at the club trying to enter, I guess, her office, and Traxton is there. So he up there trying to kick him out, like you cannot go in that office, because the son said like his mama left him something, like she had a will or something. I don't know, but why would she keep it at the club? I mean, I know the club is in her name and she ran the club, but still, like, why would you keep stuff in the office where, especially where you know that Jules have power over you because you and Body owed him some money, like everybody owed it Jules or something. It's like you got control, but you really ain't control. You know what I mean? So I don't know, why would she leave something at the club? Mm-mm. But yeah, so Traxton kicked them out while a stripper named Dustin talks to Andy about Charles being very rich and conspiring how he could rob him. So he's still trying to rob Charles. Speaking of Dustin, like, let's talk about what later in the club where Dustin approached Charles, and Charles is like, why are you on me? Why you on me like this? You never was on me before. And Dustin trying to play it off and stuff like that. Like, he said you was like on me, tighter than the drawers you wearing and stuff like that. And Dustin said, to be honest, at first I was trying to rob you, and then Charles was like, oh, we got some honesty, huh? And but then this was when Dustin said, why said that he thought about why I try to rob you when I got what you want, you got what I want, I got what you want, kind of thing, like they could do a trade off or something. And Charles looking like, you think I gotta pay for that? Like, you think I could just, like, you ain't got nothing that good worth paying for. Basically, he just said, Dustin like big himself up like, I got something that you want, that you will pay for, dying to pay for, dying to get, basically. And then Charles like waved him off like, boy, bye. Like, you ain't got nothing that I'm willing to pay for. Then Dustin slid him a hefty bag of that white powder. You know, that white powder. Okay, so it was a hefty bag. And he said this is like straight Columbia pure shit. He asked him how he get the the stuff. And he said, "What do you mean? I'm part Colombian." And then Charles had to chuckle and said, "Boy, bye." Like, yeah, and I'm part Indian. You see my baby hairs? I was cackling. It was the kiki to me. Charles is a trip. Because Charles is like, okay, you you try to rob me, now you want me to try some stuff? Like, are you serious? Like, how can I like trust you, and stuff like that. He said he want him to try it first, basically, and then he'll try it. And then he said, they could do it in a washroom, whatever. Then Charles said, "Going on ahead, I'll be there later." And that was it. I understand Charles. Charles was like, at first you trying to rob me, now you want me to try something like that can unalive me. I don't trust you. You gonna do it first, and then I'll do it. Basically, I don't blame Charles. That's what I'm talking about. Rain tells Kimmie that Horace put a hit out on Angel. Okay. And she of course Kimmie asked, how do she know that? She said, I was in a car when Alice was on the phone with Traxton. He confirmed that it was Horace that put a hit out on Angel, and it was successful. Okay. Kimmie is furious, and Rain told her like to calm down, not to react, because she said like, what you about to do? Because Rain already know her. Like, she is. See, when it comes to Kimmie, it's either gonna be fight or flight. So she was furious, but she said she's about to go. She says, "You know me so well, you will be here. Like, I'm not gonna be here when you get back, or you can meet me somewhere. Or if you want to ride, come with me. You need to be here soon." Cause she finna wake up Sylvie and pack her stuff up and leave. So Kimmie decided to pack her bags, but as she went to Sylvie's room, she kind of had a pause, and I guess pause in her thinking, and she said, and because Sylvie was sleeping so peacefully, and she been through a lot lately, so she, you don't want to interrupt that kind of thing, She's sleeping peacefully in this big comfortable bed and stuff like that, like have some kind of normalcy. So she, sat down, didn't want to disturb Sylvia as she was sleeping peacefully. And then, she told Rain that she should not trust Alex. Alex and Rain think that she can kind of trust Alex. I'm like, no, you cannot. Like I said, Alex only loyal to the ones who's in front of him at the moment. That's the only thing. He go with the wind blows and what opportunity is best for him. Yeah. So Kimmie did talk to us, wake up her sister, talk to her sister, and she tell her the truth. Almost about everything. I don't know if she should have did that, in my opinion. Um, people say they want the truth, they want the truth. Then when they hear the truth, they had this reaction, like, because after she told her the truth about uh the club, how she got her ring and stuff, and Angel got to where they end up owing jewels and stuff like that, and what she had to deal with of dealing with Roy being smacked around, and you know rape and then taken advantage of sexually and stuff like that. Yeah, so she told her the truth, and Sylvie was, had tears running her eyes. I'm like, I don't know if I would have told her everything. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. That's just me though. But I'll tell her what she needs to know. And then she definitely should not have told her about the hit on Angel. Mm-mm. Because it's like hearsay. It's like telephone. It's like hearsay. I mean, I know these people do bad things, and you witness some of the things they have done. But it's just like her assuming again, like when she was assuming that Horace knew about Jules in this club, that he's the pimp. No, he didn't have no clue. But it turned out he didn't have no clue at all about what his family was doing behind his back. So, why I'm like, girl, why you just don't ask the man himself? Like he been honest. He been honest and upstanding. I don't remember Horace like really lying to Kimmie that I can recall in season 1. I don't remember, but I just know he's been 100 with her, even down to knowing she knows his true sexuality. Like she knows his true, like what he prefer. Like yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, I think Kimmie was jumping the gun. I mean, I know hearing that Horace put out a hit, but I would need to ask some questions. Like, yeah, but I understand her fight or flight uh ideology. Like, it's either this or that. Like survival tactics. Okay. So I get that cold-heartedly. I do. I get that cold-heartedly. So yeah, I understand her move of trying to get the hell up out of there. Okay. So um so we see that Angel showed up. Like we thought he was, well, I didn't think he was dead. I was like, he had to be playing dead because like you said, you see the trailer. But yeah, so he showed up. He's still alive. Angel's still alive. So he showed up at his ex house and looking for his son. He keep looking everywhere. I'm like, what you gonna find him in the pantry? Like under the couch? Like it's just weird how he was moving. I'm like, if you don't see your son, that means he's somewhere else. And his ex Yolanda is refusing to tell him where his son is at, and she kicked him out. And he keeps saying like they gonna come after you. They're gonna try to unalive you and my son. And she ain't hearing that. It's like she just no drama. She just no drama. She just knows drama, and she ain't trying to hear that. Like if somebody come tell me that somebody, and then the way Angel was looking, like he was serious. You should know Angel when he's serious and when he's not, and when he's full of BS. Okay, you've been around this man long enough to know that. Okay, well, if he coming in like that and looking terrified, looking for his son, like they're coming to unalive you on him, like they threaten me and stuff and like that, I'm taking you serious. I don't care. I'm taking you serious. I don't care. I'm like, okay, let me get my stuff and I'm dipping. I'm like, who after you? Oh, I'm gone. Let me go call my brother so they come get me. But she ain't trying to hear that. She refused to hear him out. She kicked him out. And then he ran to a neighbor. The neighbor said the cops was called because they was loud downstairs in her apartment, what have you. And he asked the guy, can you borrow the phone? Because his phone is dead or you have a charger. So he trying to, call someone. So we at the hospital. The doctor tell Horace that they can't save his life. Horace tell her about the treatment facility that Sylvie had sent him. And the doctor looked at it. It's the traditional Eastern medicine, which they can't help. The doctor itself can't do Eastern medicine. That's something over there in Thailand. So that it's possible that it can help and stuff like that. And the doctor did say, like, I show you this before about this facility. And he's like, yeah. She just said, yeah, this is like they could help you. And she said there have been some percentages of success rates. And she said she showed him this in the past. And he said, no, he gonna die in his bed. And he said, he just shared like how been some changes in the last, I guess, few weeks that he, second guessing his choices. Like he want to live, like he want to fight to live. And she just let him know, like, that's a long flight over. He said, I got a private plane. She said, of course you do. So yeah, yeah, she is with it. Like she said, she showed him in the past. She is with it. She is down. She said, we can't help you over here. We don't have that kind of resources. So we shall see, right? Uh, we're gonna be going back to this restaurant because Olivia drunk self, making a scene with her YN, taking his car back, talking about he ain't ish, he ain't shit. It's like, and you ain't gonna never be shit. I was like, yo, Olivia's on one. She played drunk boots down good. So Mallory and Bernie stopped by because I guess they was about to leave because dinner is over for them, and they was stopping by to tell her bye. And Olivia asked them to leave, and Olivia go outside to find Mallory and Barney talking after she talked bad and down to her YN. Talking about don't even think about coming at my doorsteps and knocking on my door unless I send for you and stuff like that. It was just wild. And talking about his package and stuff like that. Like, oh, what he's working with. It was wild but entertaining nonetheless. But like I said, she saw Mallory and Barney talking, and she asked Bernie to like drop off at home. And Mallory go alone, and Mallory said like, he gonna drive me home. He gonna drop me off at home, so we both can be dropped off. Olivia trying to get rid of Mallory. She only wants to be with Bernie and her, and you already know what that's about. And Mallory said no, we both gonna be getting a ride from Bernie. So they when Mallory refused to go, Olivia accused her of cheating on her son. We already know that Mallory is cheating on her son. And like the son is cheating too, even though he can't get it up. Even though he can't get it up, we know he's cheating. He's doing a lot of other things. Putting stuff in his body is yeah, he doing a lot of other things. So like your son is not a saint at all. But yeah. So Rain tries to on a Rain is heading back. Instead of going to the club, she told Alex to head back to the house. As they was heading back, Rain tried to get more information out of Alex about how to, if her and Kimmie wants to leave, do they need a driver? Can they just use one of the cars just to go? He said he thinks so. He really not sure because he just a driver. He's not sure. But we already seen that Mallory can get in the car and leave anytime she please. And she, yeah, so he pretty much said kind of yeah, like the keys are in the car or something like that. They're already in the car and stuff like that. But he just used to seeing the Belleries being drove somewhere. So he really don't really know about the whole driving themselves like that. So we see Jules at Harold's house, which we know what Norman did. Even Jules is like, I told you I was gonna handle it. This is like too much. This is like a big scene. And he just hope that it does not link to him. That the Harold house being burnt down does not, and the issues does not link to him. Traxon informed Jules about Delinda's son showing up at the strip club, talking about Delinda might left a will or something. He was trying to get in her office. And then Jules did remember that the club was in Delinda's name, and that's Delinda's son. He didn't know. He was like, Delinda got a son? Like, nobody knew that Delinda had a son. That's very telling. But like, not too many know that Jules have a daughter and a wife over there. Okay. But yeah, he just let it be known like Delinda's son was threatened to sell the club, and the club is in Delinda's name. So there's that. Jules always say, I'm gonna handle that, I'm gonna look into it. No, he told Traxon to look into Delinda's son, get some information, I guess, in dirt and stuff. So we see Angel did end up at the hospital since his baby mama didn't believe him. that someone was after them, was threatening them. Angel ended up at the hospital. Horace thought he was so high off the drugs or hallucinate or think he went to the other side. Because mind you, he was told that the hit was done and it was successful. And he thought Angel was out of there. So he thinking he seen Angel is truly an angel. So and then he really woke up because Angel like, what is you talking about? Um, because you like, I had you to be, I put in the hit for you to be off and stuff like that. Angel's like, say what now? So Angel get upset, of course, with Horace, but asks him to stay by him if he wants to live. Because he said if you go out there, they gonna try it again. If they see you walking around, because they think you did. If they see you walking around, you definitely gonna get clipped. Okay, for real, for real. And if you don't stay by my side, I can't help you or protect you. So we gonna get back to Olivia and Bernie. So Bernie dropped off.
Hey, come here. You know, you are tall.
Yes, ma'am.
How tall are you?
I'm 6'5", ma'am.
Oh, 6'5". Do the carpet match the drapes?
Escort her to her door, inside door, help her with inside the house. He dropped her off at the door. He was trying to dip, and she said, "Come." She said, "How you supposed to be a gentleman to like see me all the way in my house?" So he went inside. She throw herself at Bernie, trying to open his suit jacket and look at him up and down and saying how big he is and stuff like that. She like her YNs. So yeah. Olivia is drunk boost throwing herself at Bernie and stuff like that. And but before that, they was in a car and she said, I wish my son was like you. My son Charles is like you, all strong and stuff. And talking about how he was gay, and then Mallory noticed that where she was going with that conversation and statements, and then she asked her, "How was the church?" And then Olivia said, "I know what you're doing, trying to be funny." She said, "I know what you're doing, you're trying to be funny." It's hilarious to me. Yeah. So Mallory said he was taking too long, so she had to show up and stop her. Uh, and escort Bernie out, trying to get him out of there. um, yeah, and Olivia gonna cuss out Mallory for I guess cock blocking, as you will. So Rain gets home, and Kimmie is ready to get out of there. They bags was packed. Their little suitcases was packed. They had bags, so I guess they packed some of the new stuff they got from beauty. Because mind you, when they got to the house, they had nothing but the clothes in their bag, which was horrible trash. um yeah, so Rain asked Kimmie to think calmly. Rain's still trying to get Kimmie to calm down. Kimmie like, stop thinking about the money. Like, I know that's what you're thinking about. Stop thinking about the money. And Rain trying to get her to calm down, and she tends to Sylvia because Sylvia is still sad and kind of look like she just been crying. And Kimmie told her that she told her the truth. So Rain trying to comfort Sylvie because she is clearly traumatized. She's Rain told Kimmie that she would not be able to leave the property because Horace has like security out there right now. She ensured that Kimmie security to ensure that Kimmie and Rain could not go out on their own. So as she was getting dropped off by Alice, she must have saw the security out there. So they plan to wait for a little bit before they skedaddle. Okay. So we see later that night, Kimmie and Rain, Sylvie, trying to sneak out and got into the car. I think it was the Alex car. It was a truck, and then one of the security guards said, "Do you need Alex to drive you?" He said, "I can call Alex to drive you." She said, "No, I'm good. We can do it on our own." They tried to drive out they drove out the gate and onto, I guess, the road. I don't know if it's the private road, but it got to be the private road or something. They drove onto the road, and then it was already a car with the headlights on, like sitting there, standing, like it was not moving. And it was kind of like blocking the road, so it's like she had to like rear off the road and into the grass. So um so as she like they ran off the road, and the car tires was stuck, and she was trying to drive off, it was like not going anywhere. It was like stuck. And guess who walked up to her window? It was Horace. He was like, "You going somewhere?" And that was the end of episode 4. Child, Kimmie was trying to get out of there after she heard he put out a hit on Angel, and he liked the Angel. That's what make it so bad, and she know this. But my thing is, I'm gonna need you to get more information instead of hearsay. I know Rain is your girl, but you trusting Alex and Traction? No, I'm gonna need to see. I'm gonna need more of her evidence, in my opinion. And I wish she hasn't told Sylvie some of the things. I was like, feed her breadcrumbs enough to know, but not some of the things she told her. But yeah, so even though they supposed to have truth and honesty with each other, but I would just say I would tell her enough, and then I'll say I'll tell you the rest when the time fits. Okay. But yeah, so Horace, like, are you going somewhere? Or are you going, child? Yeah, so that was in episode 4. Let me know your thoughts on episode 3 and 4 of Beauty in Black, season 2. And yeah, it's about to get good. It's about to amp up. So I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.